Hi, and welcome to our latest money market update. My name is David Sturm. I'm a local agent here. I live and work right here in Tehaleh, specifically in Trilogy in Tehaleh. And you got to know your costs if you're thinking about moving here, especially if you move it into Trilogy. There's multiple HOAs, and Becky from Fairway Mortgage is going to kind of talk about, cost to close and cash to close, how much you're going to need. And it's important if you're thinking about moving here to kind of have a really good understanding of what your closing costs are going to be, and a good local agent is going to be able to tell you. And we're going to go through some specifics today on that specific topic. Anyway, again, my name is David Sturm. I live here. I work here. I'm a great resource for you, whether or not you use me or not. There's a ton of agents around Tehaleh. Just make sure you use a local one if you're thinking about buying here. But you can give me a call or email me below. I'm glad to have a conversation with you about the ins and outs of not only living here, but how best to navigate the whole home buying process. So this week we have 84 active homes in Bonney Lake. That's about staying kind of steady. 62 of those are in Tehaleh itself. There's been 9 price reductions, so we still are seeing the market soften somewhat. Yeah, Tehaleh is very geocentric. What's going on in the greater market affects Tehaleh, but Tehaleh has its own unique market. So glad to explain that to you. But these numbers kind of bear that out. So there are only 37 resales. So again, most of them are new construction homes, and it's all happening in the Glacier Point area. There are 20 resales in Tehaleh, and there are 14 in Trilogy. Normally there's 3 or 4. I keep saying that week after week. I just sold a duet last week, and just sold a venture this week. So they are moving, but they have to be priced right, and you got to know how to navigate the local market here. Happy to help you out with that. So okay, so the majority of those are in Glacier Point. 47 new construction homes, and most of them are over there. If you haven't heard about Glacier Point, it's the newest phase of Tehaleh. Tehaleh's barely, I don't think it's even half built out yet. Besides, there are at least 2 other, maybe even 3 other developments in the area. So Tehaleh is not the only builder in this plateau area, but keep that in mind as this grows throughout the next 10, 20 years. So the highest priced home that's for sale in Bonney Lake is a $2 million lakefront home on Lake Tapps. It's like almost like a lodge, 6 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4,100 square feet, a third of an acre lot, and no HOA. So keep that in mind. The lowest price home is $425. It's just north of 410 in the Lake Tapps area. It's a remodeled 1964 home, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,000 square foot home on a quarter acre lot. Again, no HOA. But here we have HOAs. So I wanted to take a second to kind of go over the HOA fees here if you're thinking about moving to Trilogy. These can be tricky, and I'm glad to go over them in detail, but I'm just going to glance over them here, and then we'll listen to what Becky has to say about closing costs. But this is kind of important to get a grip on if you're thinking about moving to Trilogy and Tehaleh. There are, obviously HOA fees at the beginning. There are substantial working capital of excuse me, fees, funds required to close, 2 months prepayments. There's a maintenance reserve contribution. There's a working capital contribution of 0.5% of your purchase price. So keep that in mind. There's a 7 Summits Lodge fees. If you're a founding member or one of the first people who bought here, the next buyer does not have to pay that, but most resales in Trilogy are non-founding members, and there's a $7,500 working capital fee that you get 75% of that back, but it's still upfront closing costs that sometimes surprise buyers if they're not using a local agent or really understand the ins and outs of living in Trilogy at Tehaleh. So anyway, there's a look at that, and I'll hand it over here to Becky to kind of get some perspective of how much cash you need to bring to close. And we appreciate Becky. She's a local lender in the area. She's helped out a couple of my clients. Great resource for you. Her information will be in the description below, but here she is.
I was talking to someone the other day about their down payment, and they said they wanted to put $50,000 down. And what they actually didn't realize was that it's not just $50,000 for the down payment. There's also closing costs to consider when it comes to buying a house. So the down payment goes towards the actual principal balance of the loan, but the other costs to consider are all the third-party fees, such as title, escrow, appraisal. There's prepaids that we set aside for taxes and insurance as well. So all of those closing costs, it really depends on your loan amount or your purchase price, but you want to plan for about $10,000. So even if you're looking at down payment assistance, you should still have money set aside for closing costs. Or you can also get gift funds to help. You can ask for a seller credit. You can look at your 401k and accessing that as an option. There's so many different ways to go about this to help with your cash to close when it comes to buying a house. If you want to learn more, I have a mortgage basics binder in the link in my bio. You're welcome to download that to get more information about the home buying process and educate yourself before you
start. So great. Thanks, Becky. We really appreciate those insights. Again, she's a great resource. You need as many resources when you're thinking about buying a home here in Tehaleh, especially new construction. But anyway, I'm here. Becky's here. I've got other lenders you can talk to, other resources for you. Again, I'm not a high volume dealer. I'm more of a concierge type agent. I'd love to show you around. Please give me a call. Help you out any way I can. And, if you have any questions, please reach out, leave a comment. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll see you when you get here.